Member for Goyder.
Madam Speaker, I promise to be quick. I recently had the privilege of visiting Sattler Christian College and speaking to their Year 5s about the wonderful work that we do in this chamber and the parliaments across the territory. And Madam Speaker, I know many of my colleagues and most of us, and I assume all of us in this chamber, we value education, Madam Speaker. And we know that education is the first step in having a successful life, and that's why it's so important that these kids go to school. And while I was with them, Madam Speaker, we had a little bit of a mock debate, and I've got to pretend to be you for the day. The most important motion of the Sattler Christian College Year 5 students was every school should have a canteen. Now, Madam Speaker, the Sattler Christian College, they currently use the canteen across the road at Bees Creek, and this is apparently a major issue for those kids. Now, Madam Speaker, I'm going to quickly list some of the great arguments I heard, and I will say they were much better behaved, maybe it's because their teacher was in the room, than we were in the chamber. So, Madam Speaker, the best arguments for why every school in the territory should have a canteen is the food would help compost, because we can raise money for the school. We raise money for the school. It will create jobs for people. Madam Speaker, these Year 5 students are interested in creating jobs for Territorians, and I love that. Madam Speaker, workers will be able to earn money, and we know money is wonderful. Madam Speaker, we can get food at recess too, not just at lunch. I thought that was a good argument. Tom wrote that kids forget breakfast and there's good composting. Good on you, Tom. Matilda wrote, what if children were hungry but forgot their lunch and needed food? And the staff members would get more money. Madam Speaker, these kids believe in some kind of communal service where the money from the canteen goes straight to the teachers, and I commend them on their thoughtfulness. They also said that it'll teach kids to learn to pay for food instead of getting food for free. Now, Madam Speaker, there were some good arguments in the opposition, much better than we might have heard on some arguments in here. But, Madam Speaker, most parents should be able to make their kids lunch. It's their responsibility to feed their kids. Madam Speaker, there will be more rubbish and the lines will be long and crowded at recess and lunch. Madam Speaker, it could start conflict and someone could get hurt, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, junk food and raw food could lead to food poisoning, and we wouldn't want that, Madam Speaker. We will need helpers for it. So, Madam Speaker, the opposition in that Year 5 classroom, they decided they need to go the volunteer route rather than the financial route. Madam Speaker, if some people have an allergy to food and eat the food, they could die. Madam Speaker, it'll cost so much money to make canteens in each school because there are so many schools. Now, Madam Speaker, that young gentleman there, he's going to write to me. He's got lots of questions apparently, and I look forward to answering them. And Madam Speaker, it can get money stolen from home or bags, and you could get in trouble, Madam Speaker. Now, I'd like to let the House know that this bill did pass with a vote of 10-9, and the Year 5 students did agree to pass it, Madam Speaker. I did not vote as the Speaker, following in your footsteps. And Madam Speaker, it was great to participate and see these kids absolutely flourish, and it was fantastic to see the Year 6 students in here this morning absolutely engaged, absolutely loving their school and loving their community. And Madam Speaker, I love the Territory.